It's Tuesday again, and it's been snowing all day. And it's still snowing, and it's gonna be snowing for like another 8 hours. Lots of fun, isn't it? So this week, this is for the baby duck, I'm going to be talking about Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. So Power Rangers Lost Galaxy is a really special season. It's not one of my personal faves for, I don't know what reason, but it is a very good season, and I'll get into that. Lost Galaxy is the 5th season of Power Rangers. Yes, 5th? Yes, it's the 5th. It was the 5th season of Power Rangers created in 1999, and it ran until 2000. It is adapted from the Super Sentai season Seiju Sentai Ginjaman, if I'm pronouncing that right, which I'm probably not. Lost Galaxy is really a standout season among every season on the show. It's one of the better seasons that was made by Saban. A lot of the really considered good seasons were in the Disney era, but this was one of the good seasons that Saban pulled off. It comes right after In Space, and let me tell you, Power Rangers In Space was basically the final part of the 6-year thing that they started with Mighty Morphin Rangers, so it had a lot to live up to. Some of the good things I think about Lost Galaxy were just the type of writing that they put into it, okay? So, spoiler alert, just so you know right now. If you haven't seen Lost Galaxy yet, and you really want to watch it, probably shouldn't watch this video. It is currently number one with the most deaths of any Rangers in any season. Currently at number 1 with 2 deaths of 2 members of their team. Technically, one of them wasn't a member of their team, but I guess you can kind of guess. Depends on who you are, I guess. Lost Galaxy's basic premise is you have a bunch of people from Earth who are on a spaceship called Terra Venture, and they're going out to try and colonize the universe. And, there are the Power Rangers. They have their Quasar Sabers that they get from the planet Miranoi, and they protect it from Trakina, who is like this alien bug person. Some good things about Lost Galaxy is the overall plot lines. The episodes themselves were really well written. You had a lot of interesting plot lines going on. The amount of character plot that happened and like the type of character death that they had was really good, because you had like these really interesting plot lines, like the whole thing going on with Leo and his brother Mike. And that was interesting from like the first episode all the way up until the last one. And then you also had these darker episodes, like with Magna Defender, who was just like this really embittered guy because he watched his like 4 or 5-year-old son die right in front of him. Stupid phone. Andrew, you're interrupting my video. So like he watched his like 4 or 5-year-old son die right in front of him, and it was really sad. And that made his character really interesting. Like, these are not characters you see on Power Rangers a lot. Characters with, like, an actual vendetta. Not, like, some made-up vendetta. This is, like, they're all made up, but this is, like, a real, like, type of vendetta here. Something else that, really, I think that's the only thing that makes it stand out. The characters are more or less what you would expect from Power Rangers, except they're better than some, I guess. I mentioned 2 character deaths. Magna Defender died first, and then during the crossover with the Astro Rangers from Power Rangers in Space, there was the return of, my opinion, the greatest villains on the most competent villains on Power Rangers that ever lived, were the Psycho Rangers. They return, and that results in the death of the Pink Ranger Kendrix. And Kendrix's death is really a big, not a milestone for the show, but it's really something you don't see a lot. She is the only Power Ranger in history to have ever died on screen. And, you totally, see her spirit, and she's just like, don't worry about me, guys, I'm in a beautiful place. So she went to heaven or the spirit world or wherever they're going, And it was sad, and it meant something. And then Corone, who was a villain in the previous season and then got turned good at the end of In Space, becomes the Pink Ranger, which adds more to Corone's character and to her storyline going from 2 years ago being the villain, being the main villain, and she is now a ranger. And, like, that adds a lot to her character, because she's probably feeling a lot of guilt about all the evil things she did while she was evil. And then you have Andrew, I swear to God. And then you have, like, Damien. Was it Damien? Yes, his name is Damien. The Green Ranger. Like, you had, like, the whole, like, classism thing with, like, almost, like, classism thing with Damien. Like, he got, like, he got, like, ignored or something in one episode because he looks like he's poor and he's just a worker. But he's really smart, you know? Like, don't judge people by their appearances. That was a good episode. They did a lot with that. And Kai, the Blue Ranger, I mean, he was, like, a completely loyal, like, will do anything you tell him to do. And then, like, there are these times when he's so independent, and that's great. Like, those are the type of characters they need on the show. They need characters who are really well developed, and they have, like, even these contradictory traits. Now, I'm not saying that the show didn't really have its issues. It didn't have a lot of issues. It's the thing, though. Compared to other seasons, Samurai Megaforce come to mind, it was very good, and it was well written. And it's also significant, because I did mention the fact, I think in my last video, about how Power Rangers was supposed to be canceled 3 times. Well, we can add one more onto that, because everyone thought that the franchise would end after In Space, but thankfully, the In Space 2-part finale was so well, had so much people watching it, that they made Lost Galaxy, and we're all very thankful for it. Lost Galaxy was the second to last season that Saban made before the Disney era began, and they went bankrupt. But yeah, Lost Galaxy, basically, it's great. If you want more serious if you want some more serious plot lines going on and some more, like, non-type 6-year-old stuff in the show, I would definitely recommend Lost Galaxy. It's a great season overall. The acting's good. I think the fight scenes are pretty good. The whole thing they got going on is good. There are even slaves in this, at one point in this story, guys. I mean, it's got a lot of things that Power Rangers is really missing from a lot of seasons. And as you get, and then you have these, and then I think as far as most competent plot lines go, it's almost tied with RPM, because RPM is by far the darkest Power Ranger season to have ever been created. But Lost Galaxy is almost as bad. Or as good. Like, it's bad, like, bad stuff happening, but it's good because there's bad stuff happening, you know? Like, it's well written, I should say. So yeah, that's Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Out of 5 stars, I would give it 5 stars. I mean, it's great. I really can't think of anything off the top of my head that would make it terrible. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. This was for the baby duck that she requested it. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. May the power protect you all.